Hello. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you a look back at yourself. Now, this says for the average entrepreneur, but really it doesn't matter if you have a job or anything in life. It doesn't matter if it's sports, honestly, anything. If you've ever had a superior month, that means in revenue, in success, in accomplishments, this video is going to apply to you. And what I'm going to be helping you realize applies to anything and everything in life. So let's get right into it. Well, I won't waste too much time. So the formula for you to have a 20K month as an entrepreneur, or again, really anybody, but let's focus on entrepreneur, right? In order for you to have 20K month, you have to, for one, if I can do it from this side, can you see me? Yeah, okay. See, for one, you have to be putting in the most hours ever. Meaning, most likely, double your typical week, or let's say 50 plus. No. Let's be realistic here. I'll say 60 hours, give or take. In order for you to have your best month ever, right? If you're typically making 10K a month, and if for you to hit 20, chances are you have to put in double your typical hours. So 16, 20 if you're doing 8 to 10 on average, or you have to do a bare minimum of 60 hours per week. And that's minimal. Now, what else do you have to do? For one, you have to sacrifice. I can't spell. Sacrifice time. So this kind of connects the point right here, where if you're sacrificing more time, if you're working more time, you're sacrificing time as well. Meaning, if you usually spend those hours working on your health, your wealth, your family, whatever it is, that's all going here to the hours that you're putting in. So because you're putting in more hours here, you're losing out on family time, which is pretty obvious, right? We all get this. Family, love, health. All of these things are going away. Again, like I said earlier, even if you're not an entrepreneur, you're an employee, this next point, which is kind of right here, your health is at risk. It doesn't matter if you're a fitness coach. It doesn't matter if you build houses. It doesn't matter if you're a doctor. It doesn't matter if you're a podcaster. Because you're spending so many hours working in a single month, your sleep is going to be deprived. Sleep, you're losing out on sleep. You're losing out on nutrition because you probably can't eat. You probably can't eat as much as you should be, or the right macros, etc. And on top of that, you are stressed naturally. Can't really avoid that one if you're doing double out of nowhere. So because you're doing all of this to make that 20K or whatever your best month is, you're losing out on more time for yourself, more time to do actual things inside your business. Because even if you're making 20K, that doesn't mean you're actually growing your business. You could just be putting in more hours because of an event or whatever. It is different for everyone, but just because you're making more money in 1 month doesn't mean your business is actually scaling up. So not only are you losing time for all of this, but you're also putting a lot of stress on your mind and your body. And this isn't sustainable, because if your goal is to hit 20K consistently, there's no way you're doing all of this 12 months out of a year. You're just not. You're gonna be worn out and be depleted by month 3. You'll be lucky to make it even halfway through the year, which is why most people who actually scale up to that 20K month aren't doing it by themselves. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, okay, they just hire employees, or no, that's not it either, right? Because now, let's reframe recording. Okay, let's reframe this from the perspective of someone who is, let's say, they are a fitness coach. Why not? Fitness coach. Now, as a fitness coach, let's just say they're doing right now, they're doing 10K a month. In order for them to hit 20K, 20K a month equals, they're gonna hire a VA, which will handle onboarding and closing. Why not, right? Onboarding and closing. Let's say they hire an editor. Let's say they hire, what else? And they put a whole bunch of money in software. Well, let's keep it simple. They put a whole bunch of money in on software, which realistically, all of this can total into anywhere between like 3 to 5K a month. So now look at this. In order for them to hit 20K, not only do you have to put in at least half of what they're already making in order to delegate and all that, but now they're going to assume that the VA and the editor and the software is actually what they need. They're going to assume that the VA is going to be having their best interest in mind. And of course, you can have a situation where your VA, your virtual assistant, is working on commission. So every time you actually close a client, they're getting paid as well. Of course, you can do that. But what I found with VAs is that, a new analogies I'm using right now, VAs are nothing more than basic automations with meat, or made with meat and bones. That's pretty much it. The typical VA is not going to have your best interest in heart long term. They're going to be looking for a quick paycheck. They want to get paid. They want to move on, and they're just looking for a paycheck, right? So unless you're paying 3 to 5K per month for one VA, that doesn't include the editor or the software. We're talking about just one VA. The chances of them actually being good and be looking to work with you long term is probably not likely. Again, they're here for the paycheck. This is like a part-time job. If they're getting paid $15, $20 an hour, they're not going to be looking like, yeah, this is my career. I can't wait to grow this business. No, they're getting the paycheck in the back of their mind. The moment they can get paid for double what they're doing, or even $1 more, they're gone. And realistically, that same logic can easily be applied to an editor. There's so many out there on Fiverr, Upwork, wherever you want to find one at, and most of them are not that good. They're going to give very sloppy work. They're going to take days and even weeks to give you projects back, and the results aren't going to be there, because you don't only need an editor, you also need someone to help you script and research. Yeah, whatever. So unless you have a full stack editor, most aren't, and you have to be good as well, remember that. But for that, you're also going to be paying. But to get someone even close to doing all of this, scratch this, let's just say a good, decent editor that can really help you market, they're going to want 3 to 5K as well. So in order to get 2 employees that can actually help you long term and grow what you're doing, you need to be paying, instead of 3 to 5K, you have to be paying I'll say 6.5 to 10K a month on just decent editor and a decent VA. That's the realistic cost. It's just how it is. So, which means if you're only at 10K, there's no way you can really afford to pay 2 people. Oh, and then there's the software, I forgot. You can say the CRM high level, if you have to pay for their editing software, hopefully you don't have to do that. But, you know, AI, whatever, I'm not even getting into software, that's a whole different conversation. But typically, that's gonna cost you anywhere between 5 to maybe like a rack. If you're paying more than that at this level, then you're crazy. But you see where I'm going with this? There's no way you can do all that by just hiring 2 different employees that, for one, have no interest in really helping you get to the next level, and at the same time, they're not that good to even get you to that level in the first place, even if they were. This is the typical formula of someone who thinks they can hire to get to that golden number, but it's not true, no. Now, this is the typical formula for someone who thinks they can get to that golden number by just hiring, and it doesn't work. Now, let's look at something a little bit more realistic. Now, this formula right here is what I use for myself and my clients to not only alleviate all the problems we had in the first part, but at the same time allow us to scale up and hit those numbers without having to constantly put in more money for ads and or putting more money for random staff hires. So the first thing is a digital operator. Now, a digital operator is someone who essentially handles the entire digital side of your business. They handle social media. They handle your websites. They handle funnels, ads if you do need to run them, and they handle AI and automations. And even helping you film in person. So that way you don't have to worry about all the gear and the gadgets and lighting, all that. So essentially a digital operator takes care of the parts of the business in 2026 that allows you to get to that next level without you having to do it yourself. Because in the fitness example, the only thing you really need to hire if you're an online fitness coach is really just the digital side. Like, it doesn't take 10 hours a day just to meal prep or give meal prep planning to your clients. It only takes, probably like 30 minutes, especially with AI now. So the thing that really takes up the most time for someone who is an individual entrepreneur is the social media, handling the websites, the funnels, the ads, the AI automation, the filming, scripting. That's the thing that really takes up the most time. Because as a fitness coach, as a realtor, as anything, if you don't have to worry about all of this, you're getting back so much time per week to actually focus on the things that get the deals done, focus on closing the clients, focus on working with the clients, and at the same time, keeping your stress level, your health, mentally, physically, and giving you time back to work with your actual family. That's the benefit of doing this right here. For example, one of my realtor clients, he doesn't have to worry about any of this anymore. Instead, he can just focus on doing the legal work of real estate, paperwork, contracts, the staging, showing up to open houses. He can do all of that and not have to think about any of this right here. And it gives him more time for that. And it allows him to actually live his life, his family. If he wants to go golfing, if he wants to play basketball, he can do that now, because the things that actually take up the most time that he isn't a professional in doesn't require him anymore. And that's the superpower. And this is exactly what we help entrepreneurs with. Doesn't matter if you're a realtor, coach, if you are a therapist, it doesn't matter what you are. If you have a service-based business and you're already at that 10K mark, I highly advise you look into getting something like this right here. It can save you so much time and stress. Even for myself, thankfully with the way my business is set up, I don't have to do too much, even for myself, right? As someone who does this for other people, because I understand all of this, I don't have to do that much work on my end as well. It's very minimal. Like, every day I wake up and I can put in maybe 3 or 4 hours and I'm good. Of course I work more because boredom, whatever, like I like working. But realistically, once you have all this figured out, you're good. If you are a coach, realtor, any type of entrepreneur with a service-based business already doing that 10K mark, honestly product too, but that's a little bit of a different game. But realistically, if you're a service-based entrepreneur making 10K a month and you're interested in talking more about what this actually entails and what it would look like for you in your own situation uniquely, click the link down below in the description. We can hop on a quick call, 15 minutes at the most, and just talk about where you are right now and what all of this will have to look like in order to get you to that 20K month. And that's really it for the video. So hopefully you enjoyed it. It's my first whiteboard video. Hopefully I'm not going too deep into it. I wish I had a little bit of a bigger board, but it's a start. So again, if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. If you have any more questions about what any of this is or how it can really apply to you, again, click the link down below in the description, book a free call. We can talk about it. And yeah, appreciate you.